Again with another video. This time I want to talk about starvation dieting and fat gain. Did I say fat loss? No, I said fat gain. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, I did not get these arms at the age of 74 from calorie deprivation and from watching a lot of TV. Now, I do watch too much TV, but I got these from lifting weights and from eating a lot more healthy, okay? Eating all three macronutrients in proper proportions. But I have to say, did I used to starve myself? Oh yeah, you better believe it. Did I lose scale weight? Oh yeah, of course I lost scale weight. Was I happy with myself? Oh yeah. Did I look great? No, I didn't really look great. I didn't have arms like these. I still had saggy skin, all that kind of thing. And what I want to talk about is that if you really want to look great, you have to be worried about your body fat percentage. And what happens when you go into these diets, if you're on a very serious, severe calorie restriction diet, you're going to do something different with your fat and your muscle body percentages than you will with moderate calorie restriction. Okay, and before I go into some details, I'll just give you some figures here, okay? If you are on, like I used to do, a severe calorie restriction diet, it's not sustainable, you feel shitty, you can lose, yes, you can lose fat. And what you lose can be as much as 60% of your loss will be fat and 40% will come from lean tissue, okay? Muscle. Moderate is going to be completely different. You can lose, what you're losing could be as much as 90% from your excess fat and only 10% from your muscle. You'll definitely lose both when you're on a restriction. But isn't this more what you want than this? Okay, so let's talk about, we're going to talk about me as an example. So when I used to starve myself, when I started, I weighed 165 pounds, and then I starved myself down to 140 pounds. So, did I lose fat? Yes. Did I lose muscle? Yes. But 40% of what I lost was muscle, so I would call that quite a bit of muscle. Now that I lift weights and I understand how important muscle is, it's a little bit heavy. So I lost 25 pounds, but what happened is when it's not sustainable, you cannot continue to eat like that. When you're only eating 600 or 700 calories, right, below your basic metabolic rate, below the amount of daily calories you need to exist in a healthy way, right? You have to repair tissues, you have to grow new hair, whatever we're talking about. This severe calorie restriction is problematic for your body, and it goes into what's called a starvation mode, right? It uses its starvation pathways. I'm not going to go into the details, but okay, so I come down here, and I'm pretty proud of myself, right? Lost 25 pounds, but I can't stay eating like that. And so I begin to eat normally again. And lo and behold, I come back up eventually to my 165 pounds. And I'm a bit disgusted with myself. I'm like, what? I'm back to 170, 165 again. And this is where the yo-yo business comes in. You start to do it over and over and over again, right? You lose a bunch of weight, gain it back, lose a bunch, gain it back. And that's why it's called yo-yo. But what happens here is your body, because it's losing a bit of muscle, it's not getting enough calories to maintain the muscle. So it just dumps a bunch of muscle. Muscle is for movement. It's for, it needs caloric energy. So your body isn't stupid, right? It's, well, I'll just get rid of a bunch of muscle along with the fat. Then you begin to eat again, and your body remembers. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I think I'm going to gain fat and I'm going to gain muscle, but I'm going to store a lot more fat because that's energy. And boy, this body may go on to starvation island again, right? So it gains a lot more fat than it does muscle, even though you weigh the same. And you will have seen this with yourself or with other people. When they lose a lot of weight and then gain it all back, I weigh the same, but you're looking at them and you're thinking, I don't think so. They look bigger. And yes, they are bigger. Why? Because if I take a pound of fat, right? And I take a pound of muscle, the fat takes up a lot more space than the muscle. So think about it. You are gaining more fat as you're coming back up to this 165. So at this 165, I looked bigger. I looked fatter. My scale weight was the same, but my body fat percentage was different. I had actually made my body's engine a little less efficient. And my engine is my metabolism. It is my ability to burn calories. So I really, I was eating the same number of calories. Let's say, I come back and I'm eating the same number of calories. Over here, I ate 2,000 calories and I was maintaining myself at 165. Then I did this business of starving myself, and I came back up here and I was eating 2,000 calories again. But was I burning 2,000 calories again? I don't think so, because I didn't have as much muscle. I had a lot more fat. Now, fat burns a few calories, but nothing compared to muscle. So I might have only been, and I'm just going to pick some numbers for example here. Let's say I'm only burning 1,600 calories. So where the heck is this extra 400 calories going to go? Well, I'm not using them. Guess what? Excess fat, right? Got to be stored somewhere. So I have less ability to burn calories. In fact, I'm burning 400 fewer calories in a day. So this is the problem with these yo-yo diets and why people may weigh the same, but they look a hell of a lot different, right? And I said in another video, there was a woman, she was always lamenting the fact that she was putting on excess pounds and, half a pound a day or a quarter of a pound another day and blah, blah. And she was on the scales in the gym and she was, I weigh 135. I put on a pound last night. I said, I weigh the same. She said, no, you can't be more than 99. I said, no, I weigh the same as you. And I got on the scale. In fact, it was a pound more than her. She said, well, how can that be possible? Well, it's because she never ate, and I knew she didn't eat, right? She was always starving herself, drinking a lot of water, but always starving herself. So she had a lot more fat than muscle. I had a lot more muscle than fat. So even though we weighed the same, we looked completely different, right? Now, if you're anything like me, you're going to do it again, right? So you got this metabolism over here. You've made it worse. Believe me, if you do it again, it's going to be worse. Let's say you took, and this is just hypothetical. Let's say you took 6 months to lose that 25 pounds, and then you took 6 months to gain the 25 pounds. Because your metabolism is even worse when you keep yo-yoing through these cycles. In the 12, maybe it's going to take you 8 months to lose that 25 pounds the next time, and only 4 months to gain it, because your metabolism is all friggin' screwed up, right? So you cannot starve yourself. Your body is no different than anybody else's. When you don't eat enough, your body panics. And it's going to go after that body tissue composition, right? Scale weight is not important. It is how much excess fat you're carrying. So don't do this severe calorie restriction shit, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.